Hello my friend, welcome back to the studio. Today I want to unpack what I believe to be the single most powerful reason to start a YouTube channel today. And if you get to the end of this episode and you're still not clear about whether or not you should do it, then I think you're just being a bit silly. There are many reasons why you may want to start a channel. I've pretty much seen them all in the comments and in the community, so I understand. And yeah, it might be to start a business, it may be to start a hobby, maybe you just want to learn how to do video and you want to kind of practice your skills, and who knows where it's going to lead. You maybe want to start a podcast. There's so many different things. But yeah, like I said, I think there's one particular reason why YouTube specifically long form is the most incredible opportunity that we have right now. So in order to really clarify, I'm gonna just unpack like a visual metaphor for you. So imagine you and I, so we're hanging out, and maybe it's just like this. Maybe you and I are in a cafe and we're having a chat, and in that conversation we build to this moment where I'm able to offer some clarity to you, and you end up with a light bulb moment switch on, and it could completely change your life. That's amazing. That's the incredible thing about human interaction and connection. But we only get to, only one person really gets affected in this way. But when we start offering stuff on YouTube, we can 10x that, 20x, 100x that one conversation and impact the lives of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, even millions of people through YouTube. So in order to prove this, I'm going to take you through some of the analytics, behind the scenes that go on in this channel. So I've grown this channel to over 14,000 subscribers now in the last 6 months, which I'm very stoked about. But subscribers is a very small metric. It's not the most important thing. And I know so many people that like looking to get big channels and they think having subscribers is so important, but it's actually not so important anymore. And I won't really get into why, but there's other numbers and metrics that are way more important than your subscribers. So I'm just going to kind of unpack, kind of what's happened over the last 6 months to give you an idea of just how insane this whole thing is. So I've done 23 long form videos that average around 12 minutes each. So on average, one a week sort of thing. Over that time, the channel's racked up 19,100 watch hours. And on average, that works out to about 800 hours per episode. Think about that. Just let that sink in. So a 12-minute episode ends up with 800 hours of watch time, which is wild. So now imagine that conversation that you and I are having, like this one particular conversation you and I are having. Imagine this exact conversation was happening in a cafe, and you have this light bulb moment switch on, and it affects you and impacts you. That's amazing. You can go off and kind of like be like, wow, I need to start a YouTube channel. But the fact that I'm uploading this onto YouTube and I can reach thousands of people allows that to multiply. So the leverage that you can get with your ideas on YouTube is super potent, super powerful. So it takes me on average 2 hours to make one of these videos. So that is like, I've already come up with the idea. I know what it is. I've kind of mapped out what I want to talk about, but then it takes me 2 hours to structure that into a format and to sit down, press record, have a little chat, make some noise with my mouth for a while, have a few takes, and then I'll take that into my editing software. It doesn't take me long because look how I do things. It's a very specific format that I replicate every time. Maybe 1 or 2 cuts, sometimes no cuts, and I do a little color grade. I put some subtitles onto it. I export it. I upload it. Add my titles. Add my thumbnails. Create my thumbnails, which take me no time, very quick, and then I upload it. It takes an average 2 hours. So it takes me 2 hours to make a 12-minute video, and that video can be seen 800 hours. So the effect of this is 400 times. 400 times. So it takes me 2 hours to do this, and then that goes 400x, which is just wild. So that's what I mean. If this sinks into your mind right now and you don't do it, I think you could probably recognize that you're maybe just being a bit silly and you're overthinking the whole process and all of that sort of stuff, which is something that we all go through. I overthought the shit out of this whole thing for way too long. But the good thing is I got some real clarity. So the moment that I actually uploaded, there was impact straight away. So yeah, this is just, it's a no-brainer. And to take this even further, that if you have a channel where you're offering information, knowledge, and wisdom, and you can take people through an actual transformation where you can solve a problem, you can actually create a business. You can create something that's sustainable because you can actually create a method and actually take somebody through an actual problem. So if you've got a problem, maybe it's how to build a YouTube channel, how to build an audience, how to build the business. Like I figured out the method, the blueprint, a system that can take you through the whole thing. So now imagine every single time I upload a video, it gets 800 hours, tons of unique viewers come in. All of those people are potential people that I could work with in my business. So it's this magical system where you can offer all of this stuff for free, reach so many people, create so much impact, and then there might just be a very small percentage of those people. Imagine all of those numbers, just a small number of those people are looking for direct help, and they want to work with you in a more direct way to speed things up. That's how you make your business. That's how you actually begin to make profit. So you can create this beautiful holistic business where you're not only driving impact in the lives of others, but you're able to create something sustainable in your own life and design the life that you want. And this is exactly what I've been doing. And it's amazing. And to see this happen over the last 6 months has just been awesome. It's been super exciting. So yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. So if you do feel like you've got something to share, if you feel like you've lived a life and you've moved through some sort of experience, you've gone through some struggles and you got to the other side and you move from A to B and you have some sort of roadmap where you can actually share that with somebody else, this is where you can really begin to drive impact. And this is really where I can actually help you. So yeah, please, come on, stop waiting. just do it. Just do it. There is a lot of wisdom in just starting, because if you actually don't know what you want to do and there's no urgency to turn this into a business or anything like that, just starting is amazing because you begin to actually see what works and what doesn't work, and you can test things out. If you're multi-skilled and you're not entirely sure where to actually focus, then just starting right now is a perfect start. Because you'll start to learn how to use the camera and edit and figure out how to sort out titles and thumbnails and optimization. And you start to figure out, what people are liking and not liking in the comments, who your audience is. There's so many different things that you can learn through just posting. But if you actually do have a system, if you already know what you want to share, if you've already got an offer that you can bring to your audience, then there is a system that you can use that can take you through the whole thing in a way quicker way. And this is how you can create the business. That's how I've created my business. That's how I'm doing this whole thing. That's how this whole thing is sustaining itself. And it's been awesome. So yeah, so like I said, if you get to the end of this video and you still feel unclear about whether or not this is a good idea, then I think you're just being silly. So maybe today is the day that you just start. So if you want to join my community, I've got a school community, it's free. I'll leave a link in the description below where we're taking all of the stuff a lot deeper. And if you want to work with me in a more direct way, you can find out how to do that within my community. And I'll also have a link below where you can come direct if you're not bothered about the community. So I'll leave you with that, and I will see you in the next one.